All right, this is just for any of you who might come over one day. This is my basement bathroom. And see this cloth? You never ever want to wash your face with this cloth. In fact, you probably don't even want to touch it. So that's just some advice if you come over. Uh, Here's my room. I did a change in my book situation. Like I reorganized it, and I don't usually do that. I don't know. I thought it would be fun to do, to kind of have a new methodology to it. It used to be kind of the classics. I mean, it used to all be that and like history and stuff. But and then it would go to like fantasy and then sci-fi and then just like right here, I'd have some other stuff. I want to show you some stuff, and I wonder what shelf you would take with you if you were on like a desert island and you could only have one. So this right now, would you take my random stack up there of like there's a couple Dante, there's a couple Dan Browns, and like there's there's a chess book. Do you want that for your desert island? What is this? Well, that's where that is. In the heart of the sea. I'm going to throw this over here so I don't forget it up there. I've been looking for that stupid thing. Okay, so right now here, this is kind of my tropey section. My tropey section. Should I do it like this? Should I talk like Wilson from with his half his face covered, right? So this is my tropey area ish, or things that have inspired maybe some other stuff. I mean, this top one's kind of a dumping ground for everything. I have things like Conan. I have like the Iliad. I've thrown this Dan Simmons one in there just so it's, I don't know, it's next to the Iliad. Even though I don't have everything by author all together, that might throw some people. Some people might hate it. I have the Brothers Grimm fairy tales. Like a lot of this is kind of classic, you know, classic. But I have the Wheel of Time books. I have some Tad Williams, and anyway, let me go to the next shelf so we're not taking too long. This is my this is an exciting shelf that I'm excited to actually get through. This is kind of this is stuff I don't know. I don't know this stuff. I know a lot of the tropes of classic fantasy, but I haven't read a lot of the stuff from like the 70s, 80s, 90s that a lot of my friends were reading. So that's this shelf. Things like Stephen R. Donaldson, um, Jenny Weiss, and Tracy Hickman. Michael Moorcock's there, even though I think I'm going to move him to another shelf because it just seems like he will more fit. Maybe more of a gothic-y kind of grim sort of area. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. This one down here is my Tolkien slash Merlin shelf, or King Arthur shelf, but that's what this is. This is one of my very favorite shelves. Um, that would be a decent desert island one, but you'd probably get bored of. I don't know if that was the only thing you had and you could have only a shelf. Maybe you'd want more variety than spending all your time in Middle Earth, even though you could do that forever. But then doing a million different retellings of the King Arthur tale might drag a little bit. Going down here, this is going to be my Guy Gavriel K area. Now that I've read one and I really liked it, and I think, I've been collecting these used ones. It's going to be really fun. I have a few other ones that I've lent out. I also have some Bernard Cornwell where I wasn't really knowing where to put it because I don't know. It's like he writes all sorts of different stuff. Do you put him in historical fiction? Do you split his Merlin, his uh, Winter King Arthur stuff? Do you split that up? So at least it's close. I have The Will of the Many, even though I don't really love that it's here. And I have James Arlington. I also have The Way of a Dan trilogy in this section, even though it's a little bit of a misfit like they don't all necessarily fit together. Down here, I have some Goosebumps, Monster Blood, the first book that I really, really got into. You know, it's the first thing that it was like not picture books that I got from our library at school that was like, oh, I need to read more chapter books. So, Harry Potter. Then I have some Discworld. I didn't know where to put that. I have John Gwynn as well down there. So that's. Would you take that on your desert island? It's not too bad. Going up here, I love this shelf. Wouldn't be for everyone. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I love things like Gormenghast. There's Dracula, Frankenstein, this new J.M. Miro series. I have Jim Butcher. Again, I'll probably throw Michael Moorcock, somewhere around here. But I love this kind of stuff like Lady in White. I'm covering a bunch of stuff. But whatever. Going down here, Ken Follett, Musashi. I have Lonesome Dove and Streets of Laredo. I have the short stories of Louis L'Amour, and I've lent out Shogun and whatever. Would you take that on your desert island? Shove it up your desert island. Sorry. Okay. Would you take a Malazan bookshelf to your desert island? Now here's the thing. You also get a Kachain Chamal. You also get some, you also get Ian C. Esselmont's series that, what is it called? Novels of the Malazan Empire. It is missing Orb Scepter Throne. So on your desert island, you're going to be reading through that. Can you go without that one book? And I've also thrown in Black Company into this shelf because I know that it has some of the quippy sort of one-liner, or not one-liner, like single name sort of things like the Bridge Burners and the Bone Hunters, and I thought, well, maybe I'll do something that's similar to that. Hold on one sec. Anyway, sorry, I'm back. Would you take that Malazan shelf? Okay. It has the Tales of Corbel Broach and Beauchelane. It only has number 2 because the first one never got to me in the mail, and so I had to go and do it on like ebook. Sorry, so you don't get that, which is too bad because you would miss the Lies of Laughter's End, which is amazing. Okay. Yeah. You get 2 Toll the Hounds. Do you want 2 Toll the Hounds? Okay. Let's go to this bottom one here. Do you want a whole bunch of Brandon Sanderson? Do you want the Stormlight Archives? Do you want Patrick Rothfuss's stuff? Mistborn Era 1 isn't down here because I lent it out. Do you want the book that wouldn't burn and its sequel? Okay. Do you want the Jade Legacy, the whatever it's called? Do you want a whole bunch of misfit book 1s of fantasy? You can read a whole bunch of book 1s and book 2s. Is that your thing? Are you that psycho? Or do you want to go to this sci-fi shelf for your desert island and go through all of this David Weber's series here? The Safehold series? And you can read 9 books. 9 really chunky books. And you won't have book 10, which is the conclusion. Is that your thing for a desert island? Can I tempt you with a 9-book space opera with no conclusion? I mean, it's coming out, I just don't have it. Or it is out, I just don't have it. But you also get, if you choose this shelf, you get 2 Andy Weir books. And that's pretty dang good. And you get Dune. So. Or do you choose this shelf, which is Sun Eater heavy? And they're all nice hardbacks. That's something that I have chosen to pay extra for, to get the hardbacks. Except for this one, I can't find Disquiet Gods in the matching one. So do you want to go on the desert island having all nice hardbacks, but one that doesn't match? Is that enough to make you, blow your mind out? Because it is for a lot of people if everything's not matching. You also get Red Rising. And I will, you know what? When the new one comes out on both of these series, I'll make sure to mail them to you on your desert island. So you can have 2 full complete series. And as a bonus, I'm throwing in the Remembrance of Earth Past 3-Bodied Problem trilogy just for you. Would you take that on your desert island? Or would you take something like Leviathan Wakes and that whole series, except for book 7, which goes between 6 and 8 here, because it was a little marked and you sent it back, or I sent it back. So can you go on your desert island without book 7 of the series, which I don't even know what it's called? Reminds me again of the Malazan Empire thing, the Ian C. Esselmont books. These aren't in order. And I don't know if it says, but you might have to go to your desert island not knowing what the order is either. Okay? Do you want to have a whole bunch of... Actually, here, look. If you go to this Leviathan Wakes one, The Expanse, you also get a bunch of Adrian Tchaikovsky. You also get House of Suns, and I'm throwing in The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. Do you take that shelf with you? Not bad. Do you take a whole bunch of Arthur C. Clarke? It's a little dry. Also some Heinlein. Also some Jules Verne. But you also get Hyperion, the first 2. Do you take that shelf? Are you a fan of Rama? Do you want 3 copies of Rama? Rendezvous with Rama, the first book? Do you want 2 copies of the second book for your desert island, just in case you lose one? Are you that kind of freak? Let's move on. Do you want this group of things? Do you want a bunch of pens in this Macintosh toffee thing? And a Stormtrooper helmet I made out of fiberglass and Bondo and stuff, and now it's resin. Easter Island copper thing from Chile. And another Chilean... I have a bunch of stuff from Chile because I lived there. Do you want this? This is your desert island section. This is my... once upon a time, I thought I was going to make a card game. And I got a whole bunch of blank cards. And so I have a whole box of these. These have been my bookmarks for the last however long. If I've lost one, I just grab one of these and off I go. Can I tempt you in this shelf for your desert island? I didn't know where to put a lot of these. These are my Russian kind of pretentious books. But you also get Peter Pan, Pinocchio, Confederacy of Dunces, P.G. Wodehouse, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I didn't know where to put that. And some of these other classics. Alexandre Dumas, which is The Count of Monte Cristo, and The Three Musketeers, and 20 Years After, which is a sequel to The Three Musketeers. Maybe you would rather have that. Would you rather have a bunch of Charles Dickens and Steinbeck? Honestly, this would be one of my favorite shelves. Victor Hugo's Les Miserables and Moby Dick. There's some good ones there. Some kids' books I didn't know where to put, and some other classics here. Has anyone ever read these Roald Dahl short stories? pretty intense for adults. Okay. Or do you want to have this? I'll throw in this whole section, starting with some Dungeon Crawler Carl and the Gentleman Bastards trilogy, and you get some First Law, and then a whole bunch of Stephen King. You even get some puzzles to do on the island, to keep, and you even get one of these to clip onto your glasses if you want some shade. And I'll even throw in this bowl of Doritos. I mean, there's not very much left. See? But I'll throw that in. Right? And I'll throw in some wipes, and I'll throw in a trumpet and a map of the world and a map of ancient Rome's cities that are all over. What else do we have? A Boba Fett? Do you want a Boba Fett for your desert island? Here's the last section, and a bunch of stuff is in bins down here and bins out there. But I tried to kind of keep things in here, stuff that I actually want to read right now. Dying Earth and Shadow or Gene Wolfe, and this book that is supposed to explain some of what happens in Shadow of the Torturer, or the Book of the New Sun. Cannibal for Leibowitz. It includes a bookmark, and you can even start right where I left off. I was just giving it a little peek and decided maybe not quite yet, but I'm going to get to it. I took the bookmark out. Some Ursula K. Le Guin, Philip K. Dick, Kurt Vonnegut, Lois Lowry. And are you the kind of sicko that wants to go to a desert island and read a whole bunch of dystopian books? Do you want The Road while you're suffering on your desert island? Do you want 1984? I mean, I wouldn't mind having the Martian Chronicles and the Illustrated Man from Bradbury, but yeah. Do you want a green screen? Last things here. Would you take some Neil Stephenson? I don't have much. Kind of some sillier sci-fi books down here. Some harder sci-fi, and this here. You also get a little treat. So anyway, that's how I've reordered things, and I've given you a little tour of my little nook. So I guess I'll talk to you guys soon. I think I'm going into the wastelands today, but we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. I do have my eye on some of these up here, but the tower is calling. The tower's calling. So talk to you guys soon.